It is honor to have Hemanji with us. He is based at Australia, and he do a lot of work in circular economy, and which is I think which is a need for a farmer in Vidarbha region. So I think with you, sir, it is our privilege, and I also request you also to get associated with our follow-up programs also, so that the young entrepreneurs in Vidarbha region can get the advantages of your mentorship and your key knowledge. So thank you for joining us. I'm very happy to have you all for this India AI Impact Summit, and what it means for us. If we talk about India AI Summit, what it means to us. So there are 3 sutra of India AI Summit, and that is your people, planet, and progress. What I meant by the people, so we have to do the ethical AI, we have to do the AI which is supportive for the mankind development. That is more important. Why planet? We have to create an AI application that should be environmental friendly, and how we can really impact the betterment of environment. That is one of the important thing. And third is progress. So we don't want AI for some elite kind of a people. That AI is now a technology that has to go for the masses, and that is the impact that we really want to create. This AI Impact Summit is going to happen in February of next year, and most important part is there are around 300 exhibitors which is going to participate in this summit. Apart from that, there will be 30 countries participating into this AI Impact Summit. So it is a global platform where we can really pitch in our startup, our strength to the world. And it is not only the startup, it is also for the general public who is interested in AI can really visit this conference and understand that what all is happening in AI. And with the coming of AI, there are a lot of disruptions happening, and we really want to be ahead of that race, and we want to have the footprint of India as a major pillar in that development. So that's the important thing. What STPI is doing for this AI Summit, we are managing the a 300 startups availability at the summit, so that we get the chance to the young entrepreneurs or young startups to be present at that summit, and if they want to launch some good product for the world, so it's a kind of a platform where we can do that. So that's the one of the key factors that STPI is doing. STPI, I don't know, most of the people are aware. For those who are not aware, we have really impacted the growth of the IT industry in the country. And if you see from the state of Maharashtra, we are approximately doing 2,15,000 crores of exports, and which is second after Karnataka. So, and this growth has been, so STPI started in 1991, when we have a very marginal exports from IT, but now today we stood at around 2,15,000 crores of exports. Last 6 years, STPI has taken a challenge. So if you see this exports happening from the country is mostly into the IT services, and we took the challenge that how we can create the made in India product. And to make a product in a country, you really need to have a different kind of an ecosystem. So you need funding to create the product. The funding is one of the aspect. The major aspect is you should have the market. The third aspect is you need a proper mentorship, and then you have a specialized lab to develop some kind of a deep tech product. And STPI has tried to arrange everything under single roof, and we created center of entrepreneurship in Pan India, and as of now we have around 24 center of entrepreneurship throughout India, and two of them is in Maharashtra. One is called Motion, it is branded as Motion, and it is specifically to the electric vehicle development and autonomous vehicle development. The second important center of entrepreneurship is we have done with the collaboration with Punjab Rao Deshmukh University, and it is branded at Fasal, and it is specifically into anything tech into agriculture, and we really want to have startups and youngsters to work in the Vidarbha region to create some kind of an innovative technology which can really help farmer to double their income. So that's the mandate we have, and this was offline I was discussing with Anup sir. Sir, we have 26 startups, and I was also request you, we have a stall of these 21 startups in this exhibition, so we request you also to visit that and interact with those startups. They have really created a very innovative product, and we are very keen that how we can collaborate more with the industry, the government and the local farmers, understanding their problem statements and really creating more kind of an product. So that is the idea. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. STPI is also very keen to expand its center of entrepreneurship, and we have tied up with VNIT, and we are setting up a center of entrepreneurship in emerging technologies at Nagpur, which will be primarily into artificial intelligence and data analytics, and we want to very closely work with the VNIT. I had a discussion with sir, and sir has been very proactive in supporting us. We really want to create an environment where the local engineers which are passing out from VNIT get an opportunity to get into the entrepreneurship into this region. So that is our mandate, and I'm sure that within 1 month time we will be launching the same from Nagpur. So with this, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you very much to all esteemed guests for joining us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. We are really glad that Honorable Dr. Premlal Patel, Director of VNIT Nagpur, has joined the session. Let's welcome him with a round of applause. And I request Shri Ajay Srivastava, sir, to present him with a sapling and welcome him to the session. The India AI Impact Summit 2026 is scheduled to be held on 19th and 20th February 2026 at the prestigious Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. And India AI Impact Summit Expo 2026 is scheduled to be held on the same dates at Bharat Mandapam as well. Let's have a look at the AV, which will give us more information about the same. Can we have the AV, please?
Artificial intelligence is impacting the world like never before. And the world has moved from Bletchley Park to Seoul, from Paris, and now in 2026, all eyes turn to India in our collective quest for a global governance for responsible AI. Each step has sharpened our collective resolve to make artificial intelligence safe, inclusive, and actionable. On February 19th and 20th, world leaders alongside the entire AI ecosystem, governments, industry, researchers, academia, startups and students will converge in New Delhi, India. Their mission? To shape strategies on how this powerful technology can be harnessed for humanity's greater good. The The India AI Impact Summit will be inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi and will be guided by a clear mantra, Impact, rooted in 3 sutras of people, planet, progress. People, where AI empowers every citizen while ensuring that no one is left behind in the AI revolution. Planet, where innovation safeguards our environment and helps solve challenges for climate action. Progress, for economic productivity and inclusive growth. At the summit, 7 chakras as themes will guide the way forward. Human capital, inclusion, safe and trusted AI, resilience, innovation and efficiency, science, democratizing AI resources, and social good. This will help bring the global south to the center stage of AI discourse. More than 200 pre-summit events are envisioned across India and around the world, spanning panels, roundtables, and collaborations that lead into the summit. In the build-up, a series of global challenges and events will set the stage. The Global AI Pitch Fest, the Youth for Unnati and Vikas with AI UVI Challenge, AI by Her for Women Innovators, AI for All Challenge, and a Global Research Symposium. It all builds towards a summit of unprecedented scale, uniting nations and innovators to set the direction for AI's future. Across 7 themes, the summit will host 60+ sessions over 2 days, anchored by a vibrant AI expo that brings together startups, innovators, researchers, technology companies, and global pavilions. The India AI Impact Summit is where the greatest minds and leaders of the global AI ecosystem will come together to meet its greatest test, delivering impact on people, on planet, on progress. And it begins here in New Delhi, India.
Thank you so much. We are delighted that Honorable Shri Sachin Suri ji, co-founder and managing director, Crop Data Technology, has joined the session. Let's welcome him with a round of applause, and I request Shri 𝒂𝒑𝒖𝒓 sir to present him with a sapling. May I now request Honorable Shri Anup Kumar ji to address the gathering. Let's welcome him with a round of applause.
Dr. Premlal Patel, Director VNIT, Shri Ajay Srivastava, Director STPI Maharashtra, Shri Shashikant Chaudhary ji, Shri Sachin Suri ji, Shri Hemant Chaudhary ji, and some of my esteemed friends present in the galaxy, all participants, ladies and gentlemen. I am very happy to be part of pre-AI Impact Summit, which is going to be held in February 2026, of which you just saw the AV. I am very happy because for the first time, a forum like this has come in my way to explain what are the AI applications relevant for agriculture sector, agriculture. And I have always been part of Agrovision for last several years. I have been coming here regularly. Honorable Nitin ji had personally invited me to speak in APO Summit in 2024. So it is a great deja vu to be here. I'm also happy to see veteran people like Hemant Chaudhary, who is doing so much work in circular economy, is part of the panel. And Mr. Sachin Suri, who has done a lot of frontline work, is here. So this is a good combination, and with your permission, I will be speaking English, mixing with Marathi. आणि प्रश्न उत्तर आम्ही सगळं तुम्हाला मराठीमध्येच देणार आहे. शेतकरी बंधूंचे जे प्रश्न येणार आहेत त्याचं उत्तर मी, कारण हा विषय एआयचा आहे, तो बरेच टेक्निकल वर्ड्स आहे, म्हणून सर्वांची अनुमती आहे इंग्लिशमध्ये बोलतो आणि नंतर पॅनल डिस्कशन पूर्ण मराठीमध्ये करेन. सो महाराष्ट्र is the first state which has come out with a strategic policy document on AI application in agriculture. On 18th June this year, the Maharashtra government's AI policy got approved by state cabinet, and on 24th of June it became a public document. This is like the early bird advantage which government of Maharashtra has taken under the leadership of visionary Chief Minister, respected Shri Devendra Fadnavis ji, because he has a very, very progressive outlook in agriculture. I have worked under his guidance from 14 to 19, mostly as Nagpur Divisional Commissioner. He will be very happy if he sees it may be agri-tech, it may be advanced technologies, now AI, but before it was drones, various kind of system, and he is the person who has done solarization of agriculture to great extent in Vidarbha. So the great problem of a backlog of electric pumps for energization of dug wells was a big problem here, which has been solved through good application of technology. So I am here to explain to you what is the AI policy, what it strives for. You know, globally there have been 4 revolutions which have shaped the future of planet. Industrial revolution happened long, long ago. Then digital revolution, the advent of computers, then internet revolution, and now the biggest revolution is AI revolution. It all depends on your outlook, how you look at AI. A lot of people feel very threatened with advent of AI, that AI may take away a lot of jobs. Artificial intelligence will basically be challenging human intelligence, will come in competition, will take away jobs. Already IT sector has the threat, fine. But AI, I think if domesticated properly, can be a job multiplier and not the threat to jobs. In fact, it can help adopting technology much faster, much better, as no one else could do. We have been talking about lab to field since time immemorial. We had ICR, agriculture universities, we have TNV Pranali, training and visit. All these extension at the farm level has only succeeded partially, because there is a limit of human endeavor. It's such a large state, more than 110 lakhs of farmers, such a big territory, very difficult that agriculture department with its extension worker can reach out and make people learn application of technology. So AI has come as a set of tools which can do this job fabulously, to especially the second generation, which has absolutely no problem in adopting AI. Why? Because they have adopted mobile telephony, they have adopted internet use, they have adopted already the entire social media culture. Maharashtra is the state which has highest number of farmers WhatsApp groups. So much exchange of extension is happening on digital platforms. There are so many digital teachers. There is a pomegranate guru having 150,000 subscribers doing all portal based extension. So various stages have been crossed. So right stage has come to adopt to AI. Looking at that, when I was Additional Chief Secretary Agriculture, we were studying very closely the Baramati 𝒂𝒈𝒑𝒖𝒓 experiment, which was held by Microsoft Foundation. Prashant Mishra ji is here, his technology, and a lot of work has been done in sugarcane farming. And then Sangli also a lot of good experiments had happened. So we were studying it, and then my successor Vikas Rastogi and Commissioner Agriculture Suraj Mandre, they decided to frame the policy which underwent the scrutiny of Honorable Chief Minister, and now it has emerged as one of the very, very dynamic document which will help adopt AI in agriculture. 500 crore rupees have been earmarked for this sector, AI application in agriculture. I will tell you the background in which AI has come. So, if you look at the policy is in alignment with 𝒂𝒈𝒑𝒖𝒓 Bharat targets, where the farm income, the distress in agriculture, there are major concerns which are expressed. It is also going to be aligned with 𝒂𝒑 Maharashtra, which is the document in making, and it is in alignment of SDGs also, Sustainable Development Goals, which talks about equitable development of technology in agriculture. Equity is very important. Please understand, asaman technology development ह्याच्यामुळे विषमता आणखीन वाढते कमी होण्यापेक्षा. So equitable development of technology, one sustainable development goal about agriculture, that also has been incorporated. Because the sector, if you look at the sector, especially many of you are from Vidarbha, I am also from Vidarbha. I can tell you what we are facing. When I was PS2 Minister, Renewable Energy, a presentation by Dr. 𝒂𝒑𝒖𝒓, who was head of the IPCC, in 2008 I am talking. He said the clear impact of all various events of climate change will start happening from 2020. That was his prediction, IPCC's prediction, and we have actually witnessed, if you look at it, now the distress is not just of indebtedness आणि कर्जामुळे शेतकरी आत्महत्या करतो. There is a climate havoc which is happening, the climate change, extreme weather events, अतिवृष्टी all the time, लवकर पाऊस येणे आणि त्यानंतर मध्ये मोठा खंड पडणे, सगळं क्रॉप सायकल डिस्टर्ब झालेलं आहे. मान्सूनचा पॅटर्न डिस्टर्ब झालेला आहे. शेतकरी अगदी अनसर्टनिटीने, एकच गोष्ट सर्टन आहे कृषीमध्ये, ती आहे अनसर्टनिटी. रेनफॉलची अनसर्टनिटी, कोण केव्हा रेनफॉल चांगला होईल, कधी होईल, अल निनो अल निना सगळ्याचा अभ्यास IMD आणि हे करतं. पण बियॉन्ड अल निनो अँड अल निना इज द इम्पॅक्ट ऑफ क्लायमेट चेंज ऑन वेदर पॅटर्न्स. सो मी केंद्रीय कृषी सचिव समोर एक पूर्ण डेटासह प्रस्तुत केला होता की देशाची पल्सेस सिक्युरिटी मोठे संकटमध्ये आहे. कारण विदर्भ, मराठवाडा सारखे राज्यामध्ये जिथे मूंग, उडीद आणि तूरचं उत्पादन होतो, तिथे मूंग उडीद सारखी क्रॉप, जे अर्ली क्रॉप्स आहेत, त्याचा आता कोणी लागवडच करत नाही. म्हणजे एका वर्षामध्ये 45%, 50%, 55% क्षेत्र कमी होतोय. वाई? बिकॉज मान्सूनचा काही भरोसा नाही. कृषी विद्यापीठची आहे की जून शेवटपर्यंत मूग उडीदचा पेरा नाही झालं तर तुम्ही इतर पीक लावा. आता लोक हमखास सोयाबीनचा विस्तार करतायत. कॉटन सोयाबीनची डायपोली होते आहे. एक मोनोपोली होती, आता डायपोली, 2 क्रॉपची डायपोली. त्याच्यामुळे सस्टेनेबल एग्रीकल्चर ग्रोथ थ्रेटेंड आहे. याशिवाय खूप खूप प्रयत्न झालेले आहेत. जलयुक्त शिवार सारखे झाले आहेत. पण अजूनही कोरडवाहू शेती, द रेनफेड एग्रीकल्चर ऑफ महाराष्ट्र is still heavily affected by water management issue. पोखरा सारखा वर्ल्ड बँकचा प्रोग्राम मोस्टली वॉटर यूज सस्टेनेबिलिटी बद्दल होता आणि तो थोडा सक्सेस झाला म्हणून तो प्रोग्राम सक्सेस झाला. त्याप्रमाणे सॉइल फर्टिलिटी, देर इज अ ऑर्गॅनिक कार्बन इश्यू, देर इज अदर decline of other soil micronutrient issue is there. Soil fertility is coming down. विदर्भमध्ये सोयाबीन असो की कॉटन, लो सॉइल फर्टिलिटी, लो प्रोडक्टिव्हिटी, लो इन्कम, असा एक दुष्टचक्र फिरतोय, विशियस सायकल. आणि त्या विशियस सायकलमुळं शेतकरीची उत्पन्नमध्ये खूप मोठी अनिश्चितता आहे आणि फार्मर सुसाईड इथून संपत नाहीये. त्यानंतर इनपुट कॉस्ट वाढते. इनपुट कॉस्टमध्ये लेबर कॉस्ट इतकी अवाढव्य झालेली आहे की शेतकऱ्यांना आता आपल्या कॉटन आणि या शेतीमध्ये लेबर हायर करणे कठीण झालेले आहेत. लेबर कल्याणची योजना एवढे मोठ्या प्रमाणावर आलेली आहेत. आपल्याकडे 80% पॉप्युलेशनला गहू आणि तांदूळ हे अत्यंत नाममात्र वर मिळत आहेत. फार्म लेबरच्या कंपॅरिझनमध्ये पेरी अर्बन एरियामध्ये जो लेबर कॉस्ट आहे ती रिवाइज झाली आहे, वाढलेली आहे. त्यामुळं ॲग्रिकल्चरची इनपुट कॉस्ट आणि लेबर कॉस्ट इतकी वाढते आहे की कॉस्ट मायनस रिम्युनरेटिव्ह प्राइसेस म्हणून जो निव्वळ उत्पन्नाचा प्रकार आहे तो श्रिंक होतो आहे, सारखा श्रिंक होतो आहे. सो फार्मर कितीही मोठे याच्यामध्ये शेती करत असेल, टेक्नॉलॉजी अडॉप्ट करत असेल, पण ह्या दुष्टचक्रमध्ये तो सापडत आहे आणि त्याला कसं सोडवायचं त्याला एआय एक उत्तर देते. बिकॉज एआय कम्स विथ अ पॅकेज ऑफ टेक्नॉलॉजी. इट डझंट कम जस्ट मोबाईल लॅपटॉपद्वारे एआय टूलचा वापर. नो, इट कम्स विथ a package. The package includes use of drone, use of IoTs, use of satellite technology, application of satellite technology with the help of AI tools. So it comes, and that is a wonderful reply to many of the problems of farmers. One of the problem is the crop planning itself. Which crop to grow, which seed to use, what is the short-term weather prediction in terms of rainfall, in terms of atmospheric temperature. त्याच्या उत्तर जो जनरेटिव्ह एआय आहे, जनरेटिव्ह एआयच्या माध्यमातून यापैकी बरेच प्रश्नाचे उत्तर मिळतो. गव्हर्नमेंट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र सेज इट विशेस टू मेनस्ट्रीम जनरेटिव्ह एआय फॉर क्रॉप प्लानिंग, फॉर डिसीज prediction and optimal resource utilization for digital and create digital public infrastructure. म्हणजे AI has to come as part of the digital public infrastructure. If it remains monopoly of the haves of agriculture, then the technology will only make rich richer. Poor will continue becoming poorer. That's not an equitable use of technology. So Government of Maharashtra already talks about digital public infrastructure. Then Government of Maharashtra wants creation of agriculture data exchange. It's a wonderful avadharana which talks of a secure sandbox for simulation, ensuring data-driven decision making for farmers and creating awareness about various factors of crop planning. Then there is a statewide remote sensing data application, marriage of satellite data application with AI tools. So that is one of the vision which is kept in this. So using satellite data for dynamic acreage and yield estimation, because there is a very big scheme to provide farmers some kind of relief from exigencies, that is the crop insurance scheme. But crop insurance scheme wants exact estimation of acreage as well as the yield estimation. So drone and satellite data both can be used to provide accurate data. Then water management. Crop, how much water to be put, that whole thing through generative AI. And overall disaster management, prediction of extreme weather events, extreme rainfall. If it is early prediction, for example, a lot of people in Rabi, their crops have just come to harvesting, but because they did not get the advance notice, they did not harvest and led to huge, if you look at untimely rain losses this year, they are in several thousand crores. It is devastating for any state economy. Then food traceability, marketing, agriculture marketing. If you want to enhance the export, especially fruit and vegetable, there is a tremendous potential. And Western Maharashtra farmers, Jalgaon farmers for banana, they have made a lot of progress in fresh fruit export. But the demand for traceability, it is very much there, and it can, like in grape, it was done by GrapeNet in Nashik, but in pomegranate it is still not, ANARNet has not been able to do traceability. But now the generative AI can do end-to-end tracking and quality certification of traceability, leveraging AI and blockchain for enhanced market access in domestic, the niche markets and export markets. Setting up of AI-centric innovation ecosystem. Already Ajay Srivastava told about Fasal, and why only in Akola PDKB the Fasal kind of innovative environment should be there in all the districts. That's what I feel, because there are innovators, startups, potential startups who can use, and for that actually I personally feel cluster agriculture is the answer. If you do this experiment, कधी-कधी लोक म्हणतात ना, आता 80 वर्ष होत आले आपल्या स्वातंत्र्याला आणि अजूनही एक्सपेरिमेंटच चालू आहे, पायलट प्रोजेक्टच चालू आहे. अरे पायलटच्या युनिव्हर्सलायझेशन केव्हा होणार आहे? त्याला काय आणखीन 100 वर्षी वाट पाहायची आहे. सो माननीय पंतप्रधानांनी विकसित महाराष्ट्र, विकसित भारत 2047चं लक्ष ठेवलेलं आहे. पण आपल्याला खूप फास्ट जावं लागेल आणि पायलट प्रोजेक्टच्या पलीकडे हे एआय इनोव्हेशन इकोसिस्टम जिल्ह्यामध्ये तयार करावं लागेल. त्यासाठी IIM आणि इन्फेड त्यासाठी तयार आहेत, ते नक्की त्याच्यामध्ये पुढाकार घेतील. देन डिझाइन ऑफ इंटरव्हेन्शन हॅव टू बी फार्मर सेंट्रिक. इफ इट इज the application are elitist in nature, it requires lot of knowledge of English language, lot of knowledge of technical words, then it will remain a pilot. If it has to be universalized, it has to be farm centric, it has to be multilingual. In Maharashtra, AI will talk in Marathi only. We have seen that happening. AI is talking already in Hindi, Marathi, there is no problem. But those who bring the technology to the people's doorstep has to realize that AI has to be farmer centric and has to be vernacular language, the Marathi language centric. Then dedicated support system for startups, that is government is promising. I am happy STPI has such a wonderful scheme. Government of India, different schemes also can be used for that. and Government of Maharashtra is going to use the 500 crore fund dedicated for that, for dedicated support for a startup. Then capacity building and community engagement. Capacity building is one thing which is very, very important, because a lot of people miss the bus in internet revolution, in social media revolution. A lot of people miss the bus because digital divide is played in our mind mostly. If you look at the most illiterate of a rural person, a woman using mobile phone, then या अवधारणाला मोठं आव्हान मिळतं. इट्स नॉट लाईक दॅट की लोकांना टेक्नॉलॉजी कळत नाही. लोक टेक्नॉलॉजी आपल्या परीने आपल्या पद्धतीने अडॉप्ट करतात. तसे ते अडॉप्ट करतील, पण त्यासाठी कॅपॅसिटी बिल्डिंगची फार मोठी गरज आहे आणि ती आपण करणार आहे. त्यानंतर पब्लिक प्रायव्हेट पार्टनरशिप्स लाईक मायक्रोसॉफ्ट हॅज कम विथ अ मॉडेल अँड ग्लोबल कोलॅबोरेशन, इंडिया AI, the pushing of AgriStack, then various research institutes, they all have to change the track from traditional research, traditional extension to AI-based extension. Develop scalable, locally adopted AI tools. That is the challenge. What is the implementation mechanism? There is a steering committee, 3-tier institutional framework, state level steering committee, technical committees, and the operation innovation center to guide, appraise, and implement projects. Then there is a promise of phased rollout in all the regions. Then Maharashtra, Government of Maharashtra projects Maharashtra as a role model, as a replicable model, which will develop the toolkits of AI application in entire country. So that is why whatever we are doing now is going to pave the way for nationwide adoption of AI application in agriculture. My own observation was that AI actually caught everyone's attention after Microsoft came with the collaboration, and ADT, that is Agriculture Development Trust, led by Rajan Pawarji, and Baramati's KVK, it started the experiments in sugarcane farming. I was holding cooperation department, so whatever was happening in sugar sector was coming to us. So Map My Crop and Microsoft Azure Data Manager, they did the hand holding. So there was like intervention in yield prediction and analytics, and one thing they developed was variable rate application. That it's a kind of precision mapping supported by AI, ensuring targeted fertilizer and pesticide application. Sugarcane farming is known for unbridled use of water because of water availability through Krishna Valley projects. They have been using water, and too much of surface water has created problems of salinity and alkalization. So this VRA intervention reduces the water use, reduces the fertilizer and pesticide use by giving the exact real-time sensor-based data of which side of your farm requires water immediately. All this information, which is very much applied in precision farming, they were applied by farmers in sugarcane cultivation. And the observation when the assessment was done, so AI managed plots of sugarcane, they increases the yield or production by 40%, average 40%, and by using 50% less water and other inputs. So the crop cycles of AI managed sugarcane fields were shortened from 18 to 12 months. So these were the multiple benefits which farmers experience. There are a lot of stories which came in various channels, which led to a lot of attraction of farmers towards adopting the AI in sugarcane farming. But there lies the challenge. If AI application are only spreading in sugarcane farming, then there is a potential danger that Vidarbha Marathwada again will miss the bus, and technology will lead to already rich sugarcane farmers turning richer and dryland farming being left out. So that is why I really want to emphasize that we must now concentrate on dryland area, what kind of application of AI. So it can help in water efficiency, it can help in predicting crop cycle, which crop to take, which crop not to take, manage soil health, provide early warning, early warning for pest and climate risk. So precision agriculture, all the aspects of precision agriculture, drone use for replacing labor, drone-based pesticide spray, then having a micro management of soil moisture, nutrient level and crop health through the AI tools. Then a smart irrigation system, water only as per the requirement of plants and not a waste of water resources. Then pest and weed detection and the spray of pesticide, weedicide through drone, and then climate risk management. So there are various aspects which can be applied. It may be orange farming, it may be soybean, cotton farming, other horticulture areas which are emerging in Vidarbha, and that can lead to overall development of Vidarbha. So I request STPI to give more concentration to development of entrepreneurs who can spread the technology in Vidarbha and Marathwada region. Instead of concentrating in low-hanging fruits like sugarcane, go to difficult fields where application of technology is challenging. And we, on behalf of IM and as director in INFED, I promise full support to this new AI revolution in agriculture. Thank you so much for being very good listener. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. May I now request Honorable Shri Hemant Chaudhary ji, Founding Director, Circular Economy Alliance Australia, to express his thoughts and share his inputs with the audience. Let's welcome him with a round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, my fellow speakers, esteemed speakers, thank you for the opportunity to share my thoughts. मी मराठी, इंग्रजी आणि हिंदी comfortably बोलू शकतो, त्यामुळे काहीच, आणि it will be a combination of all three languages. Let me first say कि I am very much the son of the soil. I mean, Nagpur raised. I studied my engineering in Nagpur, and I had a very rare privilege to spend 2 months every year with my brothers to visit my mother's side of the family every summer vacation. उन्हाळ्याच्या सुट्टीमध्ये आम्ही बार्शी तालुका, वैराग, सोलापूर जिल्हा 2 महिने जायचो, आणि माझे मामा शेतकरी आहेत, आणि त्यामुळे आम्ही राईट फ्रॉम बैलगाडी हाकण्यापासून गायींना चारा देणे प्लस गोठा पण मॅनेज करणे या गोष्टी केलेल्या आहेत लहानपणी. सो आय वेअर बोथ हॅट्स, इंजिनियर्स हॅट पण ऑल्सो फार्मर्स हॅट, आणि ऑल्सो 2 हॅट्स फ्रॉम इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया पर्स्पेक्टिव्ह. मी 25 वर्ष भारतात राहिलो आणि 91 मध्ये मी ऑस्ट्रेलियाला गेलो. तर त्यामुळे मी दोन्ही हॅट्स पुन्हा भारताची पण हॅट आणि ऑस्ट्रेलियाची हॅट घालू शकतो. तर मला एक असं म्हणायचं याच्यामध्ये, वन ऑफ द ऑलवेज बिलीव्ह दॅट वेन यू टॉक अबाउट circular economy, and I will talk about circular economy. I will demystify, simplify it for you. Very, very simple thing. Because circular economy is not plastic recycling, waste recycling. Circular economy is a mindset. ती एक विचारसरणी आहे आणि ते एकदा कळलं की त्याचं अप्लिकेशन किती युनिव्हर्सल आहे, इन्क्लुडिंग ॲग्रिकल्चरल AI सेक्टरमध्ये आपल्या त्याचं ते आपल्याला ते अगदी सहज कळेल. तर मला असं वाटतं की आता दोन्ही ईस्टमध्ये आणि वेस्टमध्ये दोन्हीकडे राहिल्यामुळे इक्वल अमाऊंटमध्ये मी हे म्हणू शकतो की अ गुड वे फॉरवर्ड इज ऑलवेज कंबायनिंग द स्पिरिच्युअलिटी आणि सस्टेनेबिलिटी विजडम ऑफ द ईस्ट विथ द रिस्पेक्ट फॉर सायन्स अँड सिस्टीम्स इन द वेस्ट. हे दोन यांचं समीकरण होणं आवश्यक आहे फॉर एनी गुड इनिशिएटिव्ह और एनी गुड अप्रोच टू प्रोग्रेस, कारण की दोन्हीचं ती सांगड होणं महत्वाचं आहे. तर आता व्हॉट इज सर्क्युलर इकॉनॉमी? तर सर्क्युलर इकॉनॉमी बेसिकली इज डुईंग मोर विथ लेस. आणि थोडक्यात काय तर हाऊ वी कॅन मॅक्झिमाइज आवर रिसोर्स, मग तो रिसोर्स ह्युमन रिसोर्स का असेना, मटेरियल रिसोर्स का असेना, एन्व्हायरमेंटल रिसोर्स का असेना, त्या रिसोर्सची मॅक्झिमम व्हॅल्यू आपण कशी अचीव करू शकतो. आणि दॅट इज द फर्स्ट प्रिन्सिपल. द सेकंड प्रिन्सिपल इज तो जो रिसोर्स आहे हा रिजनरेट कसा करता येईल, म्हणजे आपले न्यूट्रिएंट्स आहेत, आपले बायोलॉजिकल रिसोर्सेस आहेत, हाऊ दे कॅन बी रिजनरेटेड. दॅट इज सेकंड प्रिन्सिपल. आणि थर्ड प्रिन्सिपल इज अ माइंडसेट वेअर तुम्ही हाऊ यू कॅन मिनिमाइज और डिझाइन आउट वेस्ट. आणि वेस्ट इज नॉट जस्ट वेस्ट इन टर्म्स ऑफ अगेन output, waste in terms of efficiency, inefficiency, waste in terms of human capital or resource waste as well. तर एकदा हा माइंडसेट कळला तर त्याचं अप्लिकेशन मग व्हरायटीमध्ये तुम्ही करू शकता इन एव्हरी अस्पेक्ट ऑफ ॲग्रिकल्चरल सेक्टर. आणि मी नेहमी म्हणतो इन माय टॉक्स आय ऑलवेज से की वेस्ट इज अ रिसोर्स ॲट अ रॉंग प्लेस. देर इज नो सच थिंग ॲज वेस्ट. आणि मग आता हाऊ डज द कन्सेप्ट ऑफ सर्क्युलर इकॉनॉमी कम? आपण जे मॉडेल पाहायला गेल्या इंडस्ट्रियल रेव्होल्युशन झालं ना 200 वर्षापूर्वी, त्यानंतर जे मॉडेल क्रिएट झालं दॅट वॉज अ लिनियर मॉडेल. लिनियर मॉडेलमध्ये काय होतं की टेक, मेक, यूज अँड डिस्पोज, वन वे लिनियर. सर्क्युलर इकॉनॉमी इज ऑल अबाउट हाऊ वी कन्वर्ट दॅट इन टू अ रिजनरेटिव्ह सायक्लिक मॉडेल, विच इज वॉट वॉज डन, वॉट द नेचर डज विदाउट एनी हे. If you go to a natural ecosystem, you go to a forest. It is a regenerative model. म्हणजे waste of one activity becomes a resource for the next activity. आणि हा जो अप्रोच आहे हा तुम्ही आता कसा आणता इन टर्म्स ऑफ युअर टेक्नॉलॉजी, पॉलिसी, फ्रेमवर्क इज व्हॉट सर्क्युलर इकॉनॉमी इज ऑल अबाउट. तर त्यामुळे त्याला म्हणजे लोकांनी त्याला फार असं काहीतरी कठीण आणि असं एक तसं नाही आहे ते. सर्क्युलर इकॉनॉमी इज अ माइंडसेट अँड इट कॅन बी प्रॅक्टिस इन एव्हरी सेक्टर. टू गिव्ह अन आयडिया, 40 वर्षापूर्वी एक पुस्तक आलं होतं, त्याचं नाव होतं फॅक्टर 4. फॅक्टर 4चा त्याचा हे असा होता, कन्सेप्ट असा होता की फॉर एव्हरी युनिट ऑफ युअर म्हणजे एनर्जी, म्हणजे आता आपली जी लाईफस्टाईल आहे, आता समजा वी आर युझिंग एअर कंडिशनिंग, लाईट्स, आपण एक पर कॅपिटा आपण एक एनर्जी कन्झम्पशन करतोय. त्यांचं म्हणणं असं होतं त्या बुक थ्रू एक्झाम्पल्स इन एव्हरी सेक्टर, त्यामध्ये ॲग्रिकल्चर वॉज वन ऑफ द मेजर सेक्टर्स, की वी कॅन अचीव द सेम एफिशियन्सी, सेम क्वालिटी ऑफ लाईफ फॉर 1/4 अवर मटेरियल आणि एनर्जी इनपुट. म्हणजे आपण कल्पना कर की भारताचं एनर्जी सध्या कन्झम्पशन आहे एक्स अमाऊंट ऑफ टेरा ज्यूल्स, त्याच्या 1/4 मध्ये आपण हे सेम लाईफस्टाईल अचीव करू शकतो. व्हॉट वॉज द क्लेम? दिस इज 40 years ago. म्हणजे दॅट विल ऑल्सो टेल यू अबाउट द इनएफिशियन्सीज इन द सिस्टीम. आता फूड प्रोडक्शनमध्ये आवर एक्सपर्ट्स कॅन ॲग्री की नियरली 70 to 80% ऑफ द फूड इज लॉस्ट इन द व्हॅल्यू चेन त्याची पूर्ण फ्रॉम प्रोडक्शन टू. सो हाऊ वी कॅन ब्रिंग दोज एफिशियन्सीज इन द एव्हरी एस्पेक्ट ऑफ द दॅट व्हॅल्यू चेन, दॅट इज व्हॉट सर्क्युलर इकॉनॉमी इज ऑल अबाउट. आणि आम्ही हे वेगवेगळ्या सेक्टरमध्ये केलेलं आहे. सो वेन आय एस्टॅब्लिश सर्क्युलर इकॉनॉमी अलायन्स ऑस्ट्रेलिया, in 10 years ago with the funding from the Australian government. And it was designed to be an impact agency, so that we are like a catalyst म्हणतात त्याला, जसं की we'll bring together one platform policy makers, governments, industries, technocrats, so community organizations to drive an impact in circular economy and get that thought process happening in every sector of the society. And I think with a reasonable level of success we have achieved a fair amount of achievement in that. तर आता कमिंग बॅक टू द AI सेक्टर, ॲग्रिकल्चर सेक्टर, आता जर तुम्ही विचार केला तर 25% ऑफ अवर एमिशन्स जे आहेत, कार्बन एमिशन्स जे आहेत, ते ॲग्रिकल्चर सेक्टरचे आहेत वर्ल्डमध्ये. आणि अनफॉर्च्युनेटली इन द ॲग्रिकल्चर सेक्टरमध्ये दोन्ही गोष्टी आहेत. दे आर कॉन्ट्रीब्युटर्स अँड दे आर ऑल्सो विक्टिम्स. अनफॉर्च्युनेटली परपेट्रेटर्स आणि विक्टिम्स दोन्ही आहेत. म्हणजे आणि दॅट इज अनफॉर्च्युनेट रियालिटी ऑफ अस की वी आर बोथ परपेट्रेटर्स अँड वी आर विक्टिम्स अँड वी ऑल आर पार्ट ऑफ दॅट सिस्टम. आणि आता हे जे इकॉनॉमिक मॉडेल क्रिएट झालेलं आहे, विच इज टेक, मेक, यूज अँड डिस्पोज, विच मॅक्झिमायझेस द म्हणजे ज्याला म्हणता येईल ना की ते सस्टेनेबल नाही आहे. आता म्हणजे लास्ट इयर 2 वर्षापूर्वी आपलं जे वर्ल्डचं जे एक्स्ट्रॅक्शन होतं ऑफ रिसोर्सेस रीच 100 बिलियन टन्स. गोईंग बॅक 30 years इट वॉज ओनली 40 बिलियन टन्स. आता पॉप्युलेशन ग्रोथचं एक्सप्लोजन, आपलं कन्झम्पशन ऑफ रिसोर्सेस, वेदर इज मटेरियल रिसोर्सेस, बायोलॉजिकल रिसोर्सेस, फॉर ॲग्रिकल्चर रिसोर्सेस, त्या रेटनी जे कन्झम्पशन चालू आहे, इट इज नॉट सस्टेनेबल. इट कॅनॉट सस्टेन. म्हणून तुम्हाला ती सर्क्युलर इकॉनॉमी माइंडसेट आणणं अतिशय आवश्यक आहे. आणि दॅट इज व्हॉट प्रॉबेबली इज वन ऑफ द की मेसेजेस आय विल लाईक टू शेअर विथ अवर ऑडियन्स. आता आपण जर पाहिलं तर लेट मी जस्ट पुट माझे नोट्स मी जरा बाहेर घेतो आणि देन आय विल जस्ट सो दॅट आय डोंट. आता यांनी आपल्या प्रिव्हियस स्पीकरनी खूप इंटरेस्टिंग काही एक्झाम्पल्स दिले की सर हाऊ AI कॅन बेनिफिट इन टर्म्स ऑफ. आता तर आपल्याला काय लागतं बेसिकली 3 गोष्टी लागतात फॉर AI. स्मार्ट सेन्सर्स, मोबाईल फोन आणि इंटरनेट can revolutionize your agricultural industry. Am I right? In very simple terms. या 3 गोष्टींची गरज आहे. या तिन्ही गोष्टी भारतामध्ये आता अवेलेबल झालेल्या आहेत. पेनिट्रेशन आहे जबरदस्त आहे इंटरनेटचं याचं. तर आता फक्त व्हॉट इज रिक्वायर्ड इज अ गुड इंटिग्रेशन ऑफ पॉलिसी विच अपॅरेंटली आता कॉंग्रॅच्युलेशन टू गव्हर्नमेंट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र. त्यांनी फर्स्ट AI पॉलिसी विथ प्रॉपर इन्सेंटिव्ह मेकॅनिझम्स, प्रॉपर रेग्युलेशन आणि एम्पॉवर म्हणा किंवा एज्युकेशन ऑफ द फार्मिंग सेक्टर यांचं जर तुम्ही कॉम्बिनेशन केलं तर स्काय इज द लिमिट फॉर इंडिया इन टर्म्स ऑफ द. कारण की इफ यू लुक ॲट द सॉइल क्वालिटी, आता इफ आय कम्पेअर इंडिया विथ ऑस्ट्रेलिया, देर इज नो कम्पॅरिझन. ऑस्ट्रेलिया इज अ सेमी ॲरिड कंट्री. 90%, 80% ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया इज डेझर्ट. जिथे मी राहतो इन अ स्टेट ऑफ साऊथ ऑस्ट्रेलिया, तिथून 200 किलोमीटर गेलं की डेझर्ट चालू होतं. वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट डेझर्ट इन द वर्ल्ड. आणि आमचं जे रेनफॉल आहे इन ॲडलेड वेअर आय, ते हार्डली 400 मिलीमीटर आहे. पण इट इज वन ऑफ द ग्रीनेस्ट स्टेट्स सिटीज इन द वर्ल्ड बिकॉज ऑफ हाऊ इफेक्टिव्हली वी आर युटिलायझिंग द एव्हरी इनपुट. एनर्जी इनपुट असेल, वॉटर इनपुट असेल. आमची सॉइल क्वालिटी इज व्हेरी बॅड. अतिशय खराब सॉइल क्वालिटी आहे. टॉप सॉइल जे आहे तिथलं त्यामध्ये न्यूट्रिएंट्स फार कमी आहेत. पण आपण जर मॅक्झिमाइज केलं आपलं रिसोर्सेस तर वी आर ब्लेस्ड विथ अबंडंट रिसोर्सेस इन इंडिया. प्रॉब्लेम असा आहे की आमच्याकडे एक डेलिगेशन आलं इंडोनेशियाचं वेन आय वॉज वर्किंग इन द स्टॉर्म वॉटर सेक्टर. आपलं म्हणजे रेनफॉल याच्यामध्ये 400 मिलीमीटर रेनफॉल आहे साऊथ ऑस्ट्रेलियाचा आणि वी आर वॉटर सफिशियंट, वॉटर इफिशियंट, यू नेम इट. हे जे डेलिगेशन आलं दॅट वॉज फ्रॉम अ रिजन इन इंडोनेशिया. तिथं त्यांचा रेनफॉल होता 1800 मिलीमीटर्स अँड दे वेअर फोर मंथ्स इन अ इयर दे वेअर हॅव्हिंग वॉटर स्केअरसिटी आणि वॉटर शॉर्टेज आणि हे. सो इट वॉज नॉट अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ रिसोर्स दॅट वॉज इश्यू, इट वॉज द इनएफिशियन्सी ऑफ रिसोर्स मॅनेजमेंट दॅट वॉज एन इश्यू. तर तिथं आपल्याला AIचा अतिशय प्रॉफिटेबली वापर करता येईल कारण की रिसोर्सेसची इश्यू नाही आहे भारतामध्ये. आणि आता वेन वी टॉक अबाउट क्लायमेट रेझिलियन्स, क्लायमेट, मला असं वाटतं की आता लेट अस कम टू द रियालिटी की आता व्हॉट इज नीडेड इज रेझिलियन्स. क्लायमेट चेंज हा होणार आहे हा इश्यू राहिला आणि क्लायमेट चेंज होतोच आहे. तो आपल्या द जिनी इज आउट ऑफ द बॉटल असं म्हणता येईल. आता आणि हाऊ डू वी डील, हाऊ डू वी बिल्ड अ लेवल ऑफ ॲडॅप्टेबिलिटी अँड रेझिलियन्स इज द रिअल इश्यू इन फ्रंट ऑफ अस. आणि त्यासाठी अगेन युटिलायझेशन ऑफ AI, पण AI विदाउट प्रॉपर पॉलिसी, विदाउट प्रॉपर विजडम इज व्हेरी डेंजरस. आणि आपल्या प्रिव्हियस स्पीकरने त्याचं चांगलं एक्झाम्पल दिलं आपल्याला की हाऊ दॅट कॅन बी म्हणजे हाऊ इट कॅन बी डेमोक्रेटाइज, म्हणजे एका सामान्य माणसाला तो कसं काय ॲक्सेस करता येईल त्याचे बेनिफिट्स, हे आपल्याला करणं त्यामध्ये अतिशय आवश्यक आहे. आणि आता इथं आपलं इंजिनिअरिंग VNIT जिथं मी शिकलो, VRC, इट वॉज VRC 35 years ago. आय विल मेक अ व्हेरी हंबल रिक्वेस्ट टू यू सर. मी नेहमी म्हणतो, मला खूप असंख्य कॉन्फरन्सेसला जातो, प्रेझेंट करतो. मी नेहमी म्हणतो की मला खूप लोक विचारतात की अरे एन्व्हायरमेंटमध्ये सस्टेनेबिलिटी का, व्हॉट इज द मेसेज. म्हटलं मेसेज काही नाही. द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट थिंग इज कनेक्शन फर्स्ट. कनेक्शन विथ द एन्व्हायरमेंट विल बिल्ड रिस्पेक्ट. ते कनेक्शन जर एस्टॅब्लिश होणार नसेल ना, तर लोकांना त्या वेदर इज ॲग्रिकल्चरल सेक्टर और एन्व्हायरमेंटल सेक्टर, दे विल नॉट बी एबल टू कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट मिनिंगफुली. तर आय विल बी व्हेरी हम्बली रिक्वेस्टिंग की एव्हरी इंजिनिअरिंग स्टुडंट फ्रॉम त्यांनी फक्त 15 days विथ अ फार्मर घालवावेत ॲज अ पार्ट ऑफ अ प्रोजेक्ट. 15 दिवस फार्मर बरोबर ते गेलेत आणि भेटलेत आणि त्यांचे रिअल इश्यूज काय, चॅलेंजेस त्यांना कळले ना, अ लॉट ऑफ इनोव्हेशन विल हॅपन विच विल बी बेस्ड ऑन ग्राउंड रियालिटीज ऑफ व्हॉट द फार्मिंग सेक्टर. आणि हे जर एक सिम्पल मेजर तुम्ही जर केलं इंट्रोड्यूस ॲज अ पार्ट ऑफ करिक्युलम की व्हॉट इज रियालिटी, रियालिटी काय आहे, ती मी लहानपणी अनुभवलेली आहे, पाहिलेली आहे जवळून. की ती अनुभवली नाही आहे पण पाहिलेली आहे. हे फार्मरचं काय आयुष्य असतं आणि कसं त्याच्यातून जे इनोव्हेशन येईल ना, दॅट विल बी मेकिंग अ ह्यूज डिफरन्स टू द इन दिस सेक्टर. बोलायला खूप म्हणजे विषय आहेत. मला एक माझं मनोगत व्यक्त करायची संधी मिळाली आणि आय कुड शेअर माय हंबल थॉट्स विथ यू. आय एम व्हेरी थँकफुल फॉर दॅट. बोलायचं झालं तर आय कॅन स्पेंड डेज टॉकिंग अबाउट सर्क्युलर इकॉनॉमी आणि त्याची एक्झाम्पल्स देऊन, पण इथंच थांबवतो. फक्त एकच मेसेज देतो की लेट अस कनेक्ट. वेन यू कनेक्ट, दॅट्स वेअर द चेंज हॅपन्स. थँक्यू.
Thank you, sir. Now we are going to move on to our panel discussion. So today's panel discussion focuses on transforming Indian agriculture through AI, opportunities and challenges. This conversation aims to explore how emerging AI technologies can revolutionize the agri-ecosystem, from precision farming and supply chain optimization to sustainability and productivity enhancement. This aims to bring forward diverse perspectives, real-world experiences, and actionable insights that will help us understand the challenges and opportunities in this domain. So to start the panel discussion, I hand over the mic to Shri Shashikant Chaudhary, co-founder Happy Eaters AI and Babyverse. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
Good afternoon, everybody, all respected people sitting on the dais, and all my seniors and some juniors, of course. Dr. Anup Kumar ji, Dr. Prem Patel ji, Sachin Suri ji around there, Ajay Srivastav ji. I mean, he's taking a lot of efforts to bring the kind of the center of excellences and technology and the entrepreneurship initiatives to Nagpur part of the region. So a person who is helping the cause for the Nagpur, I think he deserves a big clap. And it was just coincidental that Hemant was here and he spends a lot of time in circular economy space. Dr. Maiji here, I mean, I think Agrovision cannot be imagined without him. Dr. Boritkar ji, and we have now Mr. Abhay Gandhi ji, Prashant Mishra, we have the Vice President from Microsoft, people from VNIT and all the distinguished, I will say, the members sitting across the dais and the members who are listening this. In a short while, we are expecting Mr. Gadkari to be over here. It should be a matter of like 5-10 minutes. So I will just start as a preamble, introduce the speakers, and maybe take a pause for allowing Mr. Gadkari to come in at that point in time, and then we'll continue with the panel. So yeah, at this point in time, when this is like a kind of a pre-impact series we are doing as a kind of a program for the Impact Summit in 26, which is going to be happening in February. I think it's very, very important. The voices from the regional part and the regional ecosystems have to reach to Delhi, and that conglomeration has to happen and consider the kind of the views which are being presented all over here. And we have a very distinguished set of panel members over here. And from the context, as Ajay mentioned about the people, planet and processes, together how this AI as a kind of the ecosystem is going to help the farmers. And from that as an perspective, we thought that why not we bring in the panel which has a diverse perspective. The Anup Kumarji has spent a lot of time in the agri-tech on the ground from the policy side also, and there are very few people in the bureaucracy I have seen who have as much as knowledge as what Dr. Anup Kumarji has. And then of course Dr. Patel, where he brings in the experience of his expertise into the water management from his NIT Surat, but now he's at NIT Nagpur, and also how VNIT can play interesting role in terms of bridging this gap, because as Anup Kumarji mentioned, the capacity building is very, very important in the whole process, and we have a lot of center of excellences at VNIT, and of course Dr. Patel is going to be talking about that. And then we have Sachin Suri. He is a very interesting person because a lot of things we have been talking in terms of how to bring technology, be it IIT, be it remote sensing, be it AI, and how this technology is to be brought on the field. And this person, as Mr. Suri, he's actually practicing that for the last few years. I mean, we are just talking about it, but he is implementing that kind of technologies, and a very beautiful setup and a very forward-looking kind of the work he is doing. Anup Kumarji talked about one aspect in terms of the traceability, of the yields and the farm and the crops. And that becomes a very, very important factor. And the complete infrastructure which is built by Mr. Sachin Suriji in terms of leveraging the blockchain, and then on the top of it, it's an AI kind of stuff. It's a very, very interesting. We are going to listen to his kind of experience, how he is actually implementing and taking the farmer yields to the Dubai markets or the Eastern European markets. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to give you sort of like the overview of the speakers. You have heard Hemant, you have heard Ajay ji, to abhi introduction nahi lagega. But I think it's very important for you to know the work which all these people have brought to the table. So what I'm going to do is refer to their intros because we didn't get so much of time in listening to what these people have done. So Anup Kumarji, I'll start with that. So now, after retiring from the official duty, now he is part of the IM, so he's retired as an additional chief secretary over there. And, he is an IAS officer of 1990 batch of Maharashtra cadre, MPhil from JNU and MPA from Syracuse University, USA. And he has served pivotal roles such as Divisional Commissioner of Nagpur, Principal Secretary of Animal Husbandry, Dairy Development and Fisheries, Additional Chief Secretary, Agriculture, as well as Cooperatives and Agriculture Marketing. His profound commitment to public service is matched by significant contributions to academic and policy discourse. Now he's after post-retirement at IIM Nagpur. Professor Anup Kumarji is celebrated not only for his expertise in governance and managerial decision making, but also for his instrumental role in institutional development and mentorship, making him guiding force for students navigating the intersection of government and management. So that's the kind of experience Anup Kumarji brings on the table. Sachin Suri, not many people know, his company is based out of Nagpur, but most of the times he is not in Nagpur. So as we speak, I requested him to be on the panel, and he was really out of the country. He came back to Mumbai last evening, and only for this program, he has come over here. So, very interesting. You have to really, you'll be happy to know about the profile of Sachin. The serial entrepreneur with 26 years of experience in the areas of corporate strategy and risk management with Fortune 500 companies in USA, Europe and India in the finance, commodities and defense sectors. Commodities is one part, defense sector is the second piece. Not many people are aware of that. So Sachin developed the crop data concept and overall strategy with the vision to transform the lives of marginal and small farmers of India through ethical procurement, sustainable climate resilient agricultural production. Sachin has been strategic advisor to center and state government departments in India most of the time when the delegations fly out for the different countries from the agriculture ministry or from the prime minister. He is a part of that delegation to the various countries. And so he's an advisor to the central and state government departments in India, helping with the policies on the large social impact issues. Amongst them are CII's ITES committee, G20, B20 action councils for digital transformation and African economic integration. Sachin also co-founded InstaSol Group, USA 20 years ago, a company specializing in advanced defense technologies, and is a market leader in India in its domain. Prior to become entrepreneur, Sachin was corporate strategist with E&Y, New York, spent few years as a risk management analyst for Fortune 500 companies while working with E&Y, JP Morgan, Chase, Credit Suisse, First Boston in New York. Sachin is accomplished inventor and awarded with several US PTO patents on a breakthrough technologies, and having MBA and finance from Zicklin School of Business, New York, and BE from Chemical Engineering from Aurangabad. Such a distinguished panel. So very interesting in terms of the governance and the patents and the defense and the kind of the work. I have personally gone there and he explained me his work, and I was amazed. For 2 hours he could not stop also, and he said it is just a start of a discussion. So I'll just talk a little bit about the crop data because he might not speak on his own. So he launched this crop data, which is agri-food e-marketplace ecosystem, in joint venture with Dubai Multi-Commodities Center, DMCC, of Dubai government. It's a blockchain-based platform to trade off-take contracts of a verified bulk commodities from the perspective of small farmers and SME, both domestic market and cross-border. It's pure play deep tech platform with 400 plus sub-modules with tokenization, digitizing the many layers of services, and end-to-end transparency, traceability, counterparty risk management, and seamless contract settlement. While this platform is uberizing the fragmented agricultural supply chain and solving for food security of Middle East region, the platform can be easily expanded to other regions and commodities. So that's the kind of the work with more than almost like 400 sub-modules, a very, very complex system which crop data has already implemented, and how they are helping the farmers from this part of the region and then taking this to the Dubai market. So that's what the work Sachin does. And now I'll come to the introduction of Dr. Premlal Patel. So he's a director of VNIT, started at VNIT just almost like a year back, 21st May 24. A distinguished academic leader and a professor of hydraulics and water resources. And that's the reason why we wanted him to be here at Sardar. So prior to coming to this place, he was at SVNIT, Surat. And over his long accomplished career, he has held several key leadership positions: Deputy Director of SVNIT, Dean Academics, Dean RNC, and as well as Head of the Civil Engineering. And before joining SVNIT, he served 8 years as Associate Professor of Delhi College of Engineering, and before that he was Executive Engineer for BRO, Ministry of Transport. And his most of the research expertise spans in the river mechanics, flood control, hydrological modeling, optimization of water systems, and impact of climate change on water resources. He's guided 17 PhDs and 50 MTech projects and 6 major sponsored research with 25 plus consultancy projects. He has represented India in several platforms, USA, Netherlands, China, Italy, Japan, and UAE, in the climate change working group of IHR also. So that's because we talked about, Anup Kumarji mentioned about the, lot of unpredictability which is happening because of the climate change, and in terms of the irrigation and the dams, how this water management also will start becoming, rather it has becoming more and more critical in this space. And there are center of excellences at a VNIT, and that's how his expertise is going to come into the picture. And that's where we are going to have this kind of a panel who is like a multi-dimensional kind of a panel to speak on various kind of issues. Before I really begin this panel discussion, I just want to find out the status of Mr. Nitin Gadkari. Sir, अजून 10 मिनिटं. We can start.
It's a very interesting talk. I must congratulate you because of AI policy of Maharashtra. As you have very rightly said, that sugarcane is a good model, no problem. We have actually going on a lecture on sugarcane in the just next hall. We have done it in cotton. There is a village called as Satnauri. I think many of you may know. It's very near to Nagpur. The Satnauri village, entire cotton is on AI now. We have also done it on soybean. There are people now who are doing AI in dryland soybean, because as you know, Marathwada has very clearly said, Marathwada Vidarbha, 80% area is all dryland and rain-fed farming. But in rain-fed farming, it's very difficult to really organize AI. But they have done it. These people are now also trying. And I am also board of director on 𝑵𝒂𝒈𝒑𝒖𝒓. So we are now trying to see if we can produce some models with the help, particularly for dryland agriculture. And we have taken soybean as a crop for a model. And our institute is in Indore, which is already doing some work on AI. So I said that people are already now started, and I was surprised. Satnauri farmers are illiterate, but they have managed so wonderfully the cotton crop. Is something which is unimaginable. Thank you very much.
तर अजूनही 10 मिनिटं आहेत गडकरी साहेबांना यायला, तर ते आले की त्यामध्ये एक थोडंसं फॉर्मल प्रोग्राम राहील. पण आता इन द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ द टाइम विल स्टार्ट द पॅनल, आणि जसं सर येतील त्यावेळेस वी विल डू इट ऑन द फ्लाय. सो लेट अस स्टार्ट फ्रॉम मिस्टर सुरी. द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. या सो माईक आहे तिथे. So, Sachin, you have done a lot of work through crop data for the, almost like for the small and marginal farmers. So how do you see AI transforming the lives and incomes of the small farmers, marginal farmers, especially in the areas like advisory, procurement, and market access?
So if you look at the problem statement with respect to small farmers, so if you compare a large farmer in Europe compared to a small farmer in India, what is the primary difference between a small farmer in India and a European farmer? So European farmer uses a lot of tech, large farms, economically viable, they are educated, they are able to take interventions into their crops, early warning, they are able to do off-take contracting, which is basically selling their crops before they are harvested. This is a problem statement that we as a nation have tried to solve it through a cooperative movement.
Yeah.
We have tried to aggregate small farmers into large bundles,
yeah,
and try to get economies of scale in all the services that the farmers would need. AI kind of does that without you forming a cooperative. But when we say AI, it's very loosely used. Like my washing machine that I bought recently says AI on it. I'm buying specs, they're saying AI specs. That's all. That's all bull and marketing. But what do you really mean AI? When you say AI, what is the use case? We are saying large quantum of data that is usable data specific to a particular use case. You're able to process it on fly, allowing you to take decisions specific to certain use cases. So if the use case is health, agri-health, Just to give you an example, to understand the health of the crop of a particular farmer, it's like you getting advisory for yourself or for the group of
Yeah.
people. So it's like going to a village and saying you all have heart disease, start taking these pills. It doesn't work that way. You need customized health services from a farmer crop health perspective. You need customized at that point in time. That requires you to process about 24 odd indexes to come to a pinpoint that this is your disease, and this is the extent of the disease, and this is the gamut of applications that you should be doing, and this is the first one you should do, which is economically viable and which you could hit the spot and get you to perform it. So it is customized services. So it's a health is one aspect of the economic equation. The other aspect is procurement, helping him sell his crop. So today what happens is the entire value creation is lost when you actually take the crop and the aggregator gets the crop. He creates value by aggregating the crop, and the aggregation of value creation happens in the hand of the aggregator. It doesn't happen in the hand of the farmer. Using technology, when you light up each of the farms using tech, you're able to process these engines, you're able to quantify what is the health of the crop, you're able to quantify the yield, you're able to quantify and estimate the qualities, you're able to aggregate using digital mechanisms, you're able to create aggregates and shift the value creation in the hand of the farmer.
Yeah.
And that is what solves, and that you need specific type of analytics to solve for those use cases, but that needs a stack of use cases that you solve to deliver that kind of a value prop to a small farmer.
Absolutely.
It's like Sir mentioned resilient agriculture and other things, but a small farmer it's the structure that we've created. So for example, we've created a complex financial derivative. It's loosely based on a concept called asset-backed securities in the US, where you bundle on a risk basis, you bundle financial instruments on a risk basis, and then you strip out identical strips which are sold to different counterparties in an exchange or in a marketplace. So we said, why can't we do this with crops?
Yeah.
So you are looking at a farmer, you have this farmer, this is a small farmer, ye is jaat ka hai, is religion ka hai, is area mein. Forget that. Convert that into risk profile, value and risk-based metrics. Then aggregation of them. So if you have this crop, this variety, this stage of health, this quality, you can convert that into value and risk metrics. Now you convert that, it lights up all your use cases. Now it makes it possible for you to predict how much crop is going to come out of this village of this particular quality. Can we create logistics around it? Can we do forward selling of it? Can we move it? Can we package it? Can we solve for all those logistic issues? Now to make that credible, you have multiple layers of credibility. You add blockchain being just one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's
I'd like to add just one thing to what you said. In AI policy of government of Maharashtra, there is so much of emphasis on using FPOs as the champions of AI cause, because as Sachinji is saying, aggregation is very important in application of AI, and FPO, FPCs, farmer producer companies, they are the right instrument where this aggregation happens of farmers who are facing similar kind of problem. Mostly it is small and marginal farmers forum, and it has become very successful in Vidarbha, Marathwada as well as rest of Maharashtra. So we can look upon FPOs as an instrument of AI application. Thank you.
absolutely. I think I just remember one of the possible application of the blockchain. And that application was like in terms of the coffee makers. Now the coffee producers, the coffee bean producers, what is the value of the share in terms of the final value of the coffee that is sold? How much does the coffee producer gets? It's just a very, very tiny, and the whole value is captured by all the aggregators, distributors, and the sellers at the last end. But if the blockchain is used, and if I get to know, if I am at the Starbucks counter and I am purchasing a coffee, And if I get to know through a blockchain, this coffee is produced by this kind of a farmer, based at this particular place, and that's the quality, can I just add 5 rupees and extra over there? It doubles the income of that farmer, because that money goes directly to that farmer. So a simple use case of a blockchain, 5 rupees is nothing more, but if you add that 5 at the transaction, and that transaction is completely linked to a farmer who has produced it, it doubles the income. So that's the power of technology and the blockchain in terms of the traceability. So one of those examples over there. And this interesting solutions needs to be developed. And these all solutions are going to come from the young people who are sitting over here. And to enable that, we have a lot of institutional players who are going to make or support this system. So I would like to come back to Ajay ji in terms of, what's in terms of your vision for the Nagpur Center of Innovation, in terms of like your long-term plan for developing Nagpur as a hub for entrepreneurship and innovation through these upcoming CEOs. Because this, for the first time in Nagpur, we are going to get a center of excellence which is outside the college academic environment. Most of the COEs you have seen all over the place, anywhere so far, is inside the academic incubator. In fact, we have one of the COEs at 𝑵𝒂𝒈, but this is for the first time in Nagpur we are going to get this. So I think this center is going to play a pivotal role in terms of taking this technology and applying it to the areas of agri-tech. So maybe Ajay ji, you might want to speak on your long-term vision of COE at Nagpur.
So thank you, sir. In fact, this is the first time we are setting up this COE in Nagpur, and with a very close connection with 𝑵𝒂𝒈. And the idea is, we always say to the academic institution that nurture an idea in academic, but as soon as they come into some kind of a mature stage, please send to us, because the USP that we have is more of an industry connect, more of an mentorship connect, more of a people like who have traveled these kind of journey. So what happens is, when you want to scale up and when you want to go to the market, we are the incubator which can really help these startups. And this center of entrepreneurship will not be just you can say just a prototype kind of a thing, or some intellectual thing which is come out. We really want to convert those technology, that R&D, into a product which is ready for the global market. So when we had a lot of discussion with the working group and with the discussion with even Shashikant sir, so the major emphasis is how we can leverage this R&D and this product ready for the global market. And therein the people like Hemant and Suri sir will come, and they can be the mentors to those startups. They can work with those startups to really scale up. So my vision is for Nagpur is, we have identified 4 areas. One is agri-tech, of course, which is our already existing COE at Akola will also support that. Then second is health tech. Then third is your environmental and forest. And fourth is your mining. So these 4 areas are the core strength of Nagpur. And during my recent visit, I think the 5th area which is coming up is defense also. Okay. So I think Nagpur has a lot of potential, and we have to really tap that. And this center of excellence can really set up a roadmap in developing a vision where we can make something in Nagpur for the world. So that's the vision I have. Thank you.
Absolutely. I think that's very, very encouraging. And actually support on the ground and hand-holding the ideas and to reach to the global market. That's the vision. It's not a small vision, not like a small startups or just helping them and giving grants. I would say when I have had discussion with Ajay ji, the focus is more on the quality. Focus is more on the deep tech. Focus is more on the serious startups that gets built, and how this support right from the infrastructure to the technology to the funding. All that is a part of this whole mission, and 𝑵𝒂𝒈 is also going to be closely working with this particular innovation center. Dr. Patelji, for you. Now, I mean, 𝑵𝒂𝒈𝒑𝒖𝒓 does a lot of research, a lot of consulting projects, and we have this, Center for Water Resources and Remote Sensing. Now, how do you vision 𝑵𝒂𝒈𝒑𝒖𝒓 participates with the farmers, the local FPOs, to co-create the AI-driven tools for soil intelligence and weather prediction? Because earlier we worked with the KVIC and 𝒬𝒑𝒑𝒐 from the Varda, and lot of tools development, physical tool development happened. And almost we have I think close to 35 tools which we have given to the farmers in the mechanical segment, because that were early days. But now we are getting into the AI region. So how do you envision, leveraging the center of excellences, the research which is happening, farmers at one end, FPOs at one end, and how to create those, co-create these tools? I'm more emphasizing on the co-creation of the tools rather than in isolation.
So first of all, thank you very much for this STPI for conducting such kind of pre-event that is India Impact Summit 2026. And this is a very nice move. And thanks for inviting me for this particular event. As far as this our 𝑵𝒂𝒈𝒑𝒖𝒓 is concerned, we have the expertise in the area of water resources, of course, and then of course remote sensing and the IS, and of course we have this computer science and IT, that is another sector. So we have almost 15 departments, but these are the three major departments. We can work together for can say working in the area of this agri-tech sector. Of course we have this coordination with industry and FPO, that is very much required. Now here the point is that for to have this smart irrigation kind of thing, the two are major important point, that water availability, optimal utilization of water is very, very important. Water should not be wasted. And second, the yield of the crop should be maximized. That is the two major points which I consider, so that the wastage of water should not be there in the field. Now, as far as the water resource aspect is concerned, we have the complete water resource center over there. We have the students, faculty over there working on that part. To what should be the, I can say, optimal utilization of water on the field, if we know the moisture content, you can say, in the field, as well as the type of soil. So that is the one point. Knowing the type of can say soil, and we have to of course approach the FPOs and maybe the farmers. Now the second point is that developing this this moisture predictions on the field level, there we definitely require the application of remote sensing and of course data related with that. So getting the remote sensing data from microwave remote sensing kind of thing, we can have this coarse data, and then applying the AI and ML, of course, then we have to have this fine and resolution data for this your moisture at the very broad level, you can say agricultural field, and knowing the moisture and using the IoT and having the model related to the optimal water requirement in the respective fields, we can plan it out that what would be the, you can say, dosing of irrigation with time. So the giving the you can say the frequency or dosing of the irrigation with time, so that the crops should not be distressed and should get the optimal, you can say efficiency in terms of the food production. That is very important. So I mean, considering this water resources, you can say expertise of students, IT and computer science for AI and ML, and the remote sensing GIS for this getting the fine resolution data for this this moisture, or you can say that kind of information, that would help in finally giving the optimal, you can say, water requirement for the crops, as well as this your the optimal, you can say, yield of the crop. So these points will be considered, but of course the combination of both I say academic sectors in terms of water resources, IT and CS for this AI and ML, and then POs, maybe farmers, they are to be connected, because ultimately the things will happen in the field. I think such kind of model can be developed.
Interesting. Interesting. So a lot of work is going to be happening, and Dr. Patel is also very proactive in terms of the projects, the joint projects to be done. Hemant, I will just come back to you for, can you just talk about two interesting examples you have seen connected to this field in the circular economy in that Western world, so-called, no, it's the Eastern world, but Western world per se, which you could think may be applicable to this part of the region?
Sure. I'll actually contextualize that for even Indian situation because there is a universal adaptability. I'd like to make one quick point based on what Sachin shared, because what I see, I mean, there are amazing people here, but what I see would be a phenomenal benefit of AI is how it can achieve a very wider penetration. See, one of the challenges we see in India is the massive variation. For example, you can relate to that in terms of farmer efficiency and crop efficiencies, and because we got small farm holdings in India, and the variations can be massive. And so how we can actually get a much better penetration, but also then overall improve the practices at a broader level by creating a mechanism which is again where AI and big data is used very advantageously in terms of bringing the practices up, because you can create a good system is where you punish bad practices and you reward good practices. Those are the two things you do in terms of improving the overall standards. So that's just a point I would like to make. But coming back to your question, look, one aspect, if people are aware of this, we have this EUDR regulation, European Union Deforestation Regulation, where there are 8 or 9 farm produce, like that includes coffee, palm oil, rubber, the export to those commodities to Europe. You got to demonstrate that those are coming from a non-deforested sort of areas, and so we have seen very profitably that being done, where you're using basically blockchain traceability for demonstrating that. But we are also using that in Australia to improve the practices on ground, because what it do when you actually you not just measure the traceability, you also use that as a mechanism to actually go on site and improve the farm practices, because you can integrate that. And you can also use that data, that information in terms of risk rating of those farmers. Because people who are doing more sustainable practices, who are putting in far better practices, would achieve better risk rating. And so you are incentivizing them, and the benefits of that are getting directly to the farmers, because when they have a produce which can comply with the regulation, they actually get an incentive.
So Hemant, just for the sake of the audience,
yeah,
because you mentioned a very important point in terms of the regulation.
Yeah.
If Indian farmers follow that regulations, and through technology we can make that happen in terms of the transparency.
Correct.
Ultimately, what advantage the farmers would get? I mean, you talked about the Europe kind of the market over there.
Correct.
So can you just little bit speak more on that in terms of the acceptance of that particular product in the Europe?
Look, I think once you demonstrate traceability, the farmer stands to, as you mentioned briefly, stands to get a direct benefit, because even the farmer has now got a very secure chain established, and so the farmers who are part of that system will benefit, and the farmers who are not will not benefit. So it creates a mechanism by default where they are incentivized to join that whole program. Now that is where I see the big change happening. Is it either you be part of that, you improve the farm practices, you improve agricultural practices, you improve your irrigation efficiency, you do all those things, right? Because when you do that, you are going to be not only benefiting at a efficiency level and cost level at the farm level, but you are going to get extra benefits because you are now part of that entire ecosystem. And if you're not part of that, you miss out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, because at the end of the day also, from the food security angle itself, we would be, and we are rather exporting a lot of products. Even Sachin is working for the food security angle in the Dubai segment or the Middle East part of it. And you are bringing the European angle in terms of how our farmers can benefit by leveraging the technology. If they become the part of the whole chain, and the traceability is the most important factor in this. So Anup Kumarji, okay, so you want to...
Just one quick point. I mean, we all are in the middle of a very highly polluted pollution issue with, say, northern India. Delhi is a good example, right? And we know that the farm practices, the burning of the crop contributes to that. Again, big data, AI can be a phenomenal tool in terms of, see, I always look at circular economy. I say circular economy is basically turning a crisis into an opportunity. You look at it that way because you have this phenomenal, it is not a waste, it's actually a massive resource. Now you can, once you do a modeling of the air quality, you understand the hotspots, you can actually create a system where it could be a decentralized model of utilizing that waste, and putting basically waste to energy plants and have those decentralized plants feeding into the electricity. So you are creating energy out of that waste, which is currently causing massive air pollution problems. So it is all about how we use, how to use that information.
So interestingly,
I'd like to add one example of circular economy, whatever you spoke just now. One of the professors of 𝑵𝒂𝒈𝒑, Professor Sachin Mandogade, has been doing this work for the last several years, and now he has succeeded to convert the agriculture waste, especially the cotton waste, tur waste and other stems, into fodder, because they have kind of invented a very good enzyme which converts this hard and dry agriculture waste into very sumptuous fodder, and which can help our dairy economy to great extent, because we have 40% deficit of fodder, and that's why our milk yields in Vidarbha are low. So if we can do this circular economy from agriculture waste to fodder, there can be a hell lot of potential.
Absolutely. Yes. I mean, I think this is a very important aspect both people talked about, and in that aspect, one of our 𝑵𝒂𝒈𝒑𝒖𝒓 alumnus, 1988 pass out, Mr. Suhas Bakshi, his company was named as one of the top 6 in terms of impact kind of companies. His name of the company is Biofuel Circle, and this is a digital platform for biomass and biofuel supply chains. So what they are doing is organizing this effort from unorganized to an organized, and creating a kind of a very bio-efficient for those kind of people who are leveraging these systems. And he has created a company out of it. So Anupji talking about it, taking this technology and actually implementing that technology on the ground and creating a platform which is helping counterparts in terms of the people having the waste, aggregating that, taking it to the bioenergy providers. And he has created that platform. And his name is the Biofuel Circle. He's an alumnus of 1988 𝑵𝒂𝒈𝒑𝒖𝒓 and based out of Pune. Frequently comes down to here. Let's move to Anup Kumarji again. So, I mean, everybody is talking, and you also talked about the soil erosion, declining fertility, right? And particularly in the dry zones. That is also creating a lot of problem in terms of even what we see as a green belts of India in Punjab and those fields. Even the carbon trapping and increasing the weather challenges in terms of unpredictability, the temperature rises, and all that sudden things which we talked about. So how can AI and satellite analytics help the district administrator map and reverse this long-term land degradation? Because it is already happening. How?
Thank you. This is a very pertinent issue. And but before mapping through AI, I would like to mention one of the problem of cotton cultivation in Vidarbha has been that we have adopted the biotechnology, the transgenic seeds, the BT seeds, which essentially are in hybrid varieties, which are not suitable for light soils. And because the adoption of BT seed was ubiquitous, it happened in all the areas, 98% area got converted to BT. Lot of problem of like lalia. What is lalia is nothing but reddening of stems, which is anemia of cotton stems. Now all these problems have happened and our farmers are facing the low yield problem, because compared with Gujarat, our productivity is 1/6 of per acre productivity of Gujarat. So how it has happened is that willy-nilly we got it adopted in light soils also. So mapping of soil quality is very important aspect, and a lot of initiative of union government like soil health card, and then laboratories reaching up to farmers and testing soil. But actually soil testing doesn't ensure soil use advisories, because it tests your soil and nobody reads the advisory, nobody acts on the advisory. So even if the advisory might be saying that your soil are low quality, low drainage, not fit for cotton, but results will be accepted, but no action by farmers are taken, because it takes long time to change the cropping pattern. So I have a feeling that on a mission mode, soil quality mapping has to happen, and entire crop planning at micro level, and it cannot be done by government. Government did that in Adhik Anna Upjao campaign and changed the Vidarbha cropping pattern from self-sustainable jowar, bajra, makkah to the diapoly of cotton, soybean. But we lost our fodder, because there is no jowar, so no fodder, so no dairy. So our dairy milk yield is so low because there is no green fodder. So now asking same agriculture department to reconvert them into sustainable agriculture production system, including millets and major millets, it's not going to happen. It will happen through FPOs. FPOs, natural farming groups, all those groups who are getting weaned away from high chemical use and using as per the requirement of soil, actual requirement, as per the real-time data. So all the availability of real-time data on the soil fertility, presence of various type of nutrition and micronutrient in the soil, it is possible only through AI in a much simpler way. Even AI can generate very good advisories based on the laboratory data of soil testing. So this is the answer to adopt conducive farming as per the soil quality in entire Maharashtra, not only Vidarbha, Marathwada, everywhere it is required. Because in sugarcane farms, the soil quality has eroded, but still everybody is going for sugarcane, not switching over to other crops. That's also a problem. So whole of Maharashtra requires this exercise in mission mode, and AI can hold hand for that.
Yeah. So Sachin, in terms of sustainable farming at scale, when it comes to sustainable farming at scale, soil health and to the water use, most important point is how can you increase the yield without increasing the input cost. तो इनपुट कॉस्ट ऑफ फार्मर्स अगर बढ़ गया तो फिर बाद में तो अनसस्टेनेबल हो जाएगा. हाउ कैन एआई हेल्प हियर?
So, I'm actually going to take a leaf from what Hemant ji said and Anup ji said. There's a fundamental thing. We are doing this, we are just thinking very simplistically. One of the things he said was very powerful, that performance-based thinking, which largely comes from, it distills all issues. So when you say performance-based, it could be related to inability of a farmer to grow a particular crop, or ability but still not growing the particular crop well.
Yeah.
So it is a performance base. We are a capitalistic / socialistic nation. We want to drive performance and reward people for performance in a certain way. To be able to do that, you need to first of all assess. So if you look at the soil issue, agriculture is a combination of a lot of things. It's just not soil. So it's a combination of weather, it's a combination of what you're planting, how you're planting, the changing weather patterns, all those things combined.
Thoda nazdik.
All those things combined result into a particular type of yield. What inputs you put, how much quantity, this, that, and that you need to know on the fly. And it needs to be simplistically for the farmer. That's one of the things that he said, that you give advice and the farmer is not following it.
Yeah.
There's no incentive for him to follow it. A. B. He doesn't even understand what he's doing.
Right.
Or he understands, he says, bloody hell, you don't know what you're doing, I know more than you do. That is primarily stemmed from the fact that you're giving me an advice which is not actually targeted for him, it is targeted for a larger cluster. It is not specific for his disease. It's that point in time. It is not customized to his need. So what AI or data analytics, AI is overplayed, but AI, what it does is huge amount of data in agriculture can spit out specific answers. Just to give you a mild example of what was said. A small holding farmer, what is his objective? He needs to manage his risks. Now he's decided from his own wisdom or his discussions with his colleagues or his fellow farmers or the cooperative that he's going to plant this seed for this season. A larger issue is whether you want to change the cropping pattern of that area. That is a larger decision. You've done that for cotton and rice farming. Maybe not the right choice. You didn't need to do it to the scale. Just to give you an example, if you look at Maharashtra, from an agriculture point of view, there are about 20-30 agroclimatical patterns, multiple soil. You cannot sweep everything with the same paint of brush.
Yeah.
And at a village level also, the analytics and the granularity of analytics that is needed for you to take decisions is multifold.
Yeah.
That is where the new tech helps you. So you need to distinguish. You would say this farm versus this farm. This sub-farm is different from that sub-farm. You need to do something different. So you need to have multiple choices for that specific farm in that particular location in that weather conditions to choose a set of crops that suits him, to get him the maximum yield with minimal economics.
Right.
And in the larger interest of the cluster and the nation and the region, they need to decide as to what are the best crops. If the choices of that region and crop and so on and so forth, weather and so on and so forth, is that he does fruit plantation, which has the economics that you have to plant a crop which will take 5-6 years to reach maturity, then give you harvest. The economics of that is different from, say, a banana fruit, which has an yearly cropping pattern, which gives you fruit once a year. Then you can plant something else. Versus chili, which is, say, 3-4 months or 5 months crop. So the choice lies whether with that set of data points or constants that you have and certain variables, what is the best crop and the best economics? That is decision one. Once you do that, what are the immediate needs that he needs to take for him to manage his crop while the crop is in production?
Yeah.
Some of the instances are, one is with respect to specifically his need or specific to needs that are happening around him. So a kilometer from there, 2 kilometers from there, 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, if the disease is coming there, should he not know in advance?
Right.
That's when his input goes down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if he knows in advance, he's ready for that disease to come to him.
Correct.
Are we doing that? We react when the things have happened. We are backward-looking economy. We are not forward-looking economy. We are not taking decisions. Bimari aa rahi hai, epidemic aa rahi hai, corona aa raha hai. We all put masks on. We didn't wait for the corona to come to us. Similarly, in cropping, the disease actually stems from various farms around you, maybe 10 kilometers from you, and it drifts towards you. So there is a lot that can happen with predictive
Correct.
That would not only save yield, that would also save cost, it would save all the hard won. But I think it's a more, so it's a larger decision, what you should be growing, what seed you should be growing for that area, what crop and so on and so forth. But once you've grown one, you need instant decision making.
Correct. So very interesting points in terms of like, because of the AI and the technology, we are already moving from the analytics, then we are moving towards the predictive. And I think, Sachin, you talked about how it will be prescriptive before even prediction, how it can be prescriptive in terms of the advices which can be given preemptively to these farmers.
So one point I want to add, like we have unitized advisory. What does that mean? This disease, spray this dosage, and this is the method.
Yeah.
You don't give him a long scripted description of what he throws that away. You give him 5 points.
Yeah.
ये 5 चीजें करनी है भैया, उसकी भाषा में दीजिए. ये बीमारी का नाम है, उसकी भाषा में कॉलोनियली ये है, ये दवाई डालनी है, उसके सामने बटन है, ये 4 ब्रांड है अवेलेबल. And if he wants to take a step, that can set him to a marketplace which actually tells him this is the price. Now ये dosage है और ये method है, पानी में मिलाना है या spray करना है. That's it. A simple advice to a farmer. Don't give him a complicated, scripted, lamba लिख के देने में कोई फायदा नहीं. So
Correct.
it is delivery of the messaging, the timing of the messaging.
Correct.
And you need to have a feedback mechanism to see whether he's actually doing it.
Correct. Correct.
That is when it's tied to incentives.
Absolutely. So I'm bringing that question to Mr. Anup Kumar ji, because एक जगह में तो एडवाइजरी सर्विसेज होते हैं जो क्रॉप के बाद में आते हैं. शुरुआत की जो सर्विसेज है की है अभी सॉइल कंडीशन के हिसाब से, वेदन पैटर्न के हिसाब से, विच मैंने क्या बोना है, राइट, कौन सा क्रॉप लेना है. एंड ट्रेडिशनली वी हैव फाउंड दैट द फार्मर्स आर रिस्क एवर्स. दे आर नॉट लाइक इन टर्म्स ऑफ लाइक नया आप कुछ तो भी बता दोगे और ये नहीं चला तो आप तो निकल जाओगे, मैं क्या करूं. नाउ Sachin, you are tying that to the financial incentives.
Step 2, step 3, like आप डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं.
हाँ.
You can have one advice. If that doesn't work, you get feedback in time.
Correct.
You add another advice.
नहीं अगर आप तो फाइनेंशियल इंसेंटिव से टाई अप कर रहे हैं, मैं गवर्नमेंट मशीनरी में ये कैसे करेंगे, मैं इनको देख रहा हूँ. हाँ, तो वही पूछेंगे इनसे कैसे टेक्नोलॉजी लेके जाएंगे.
Actually, current approach is non-subsidy based incentive. In terms of better pricing, better productivity, higher yields, these are the incentive. So incentives are more given in the areas like natural farming, where farmers are adopting non-chemical the bio inputs, which is actually in a certain period it will reduce the productivity. So their incentive is required. For technology adoption, first thing is that technology has to be made affordable. Wherever the technology comes with a price tag, for example, precision farming with IoT and sensors and AI part, it came as a high, the cost of technology itself is high. So it is adopted by the farmhouse owners, big farmers, but not by small farmer, because म्हणजे आपण कुठेही पाहिलं नाही की महाराष्ट्रामध्ये लहान शेतकरीकडे गेलं आणि त्याच्याकडे IoT आणि प्रिसिजन फार्मिंगच्या मेथोडॉलॉजीचा वापर होतोय. कुठे होतोय? सोलापूर, पुणे, इंदापूर, बारामती त्या एरियामध्ये मोठे शेतकरी सगळे प्रिसिजन फार्मिंग, ते पॉमोग्रेनेट असो, banana farming also, they are adopting and they are bearing the cost also. Now the real challenge is how to bring down the cost of all this and make it highly affordable. When farmer does with his whatever wisdom, traditional wisdom he has, he does a cost benefit analysis. If the cost of technology is higher than the kind of yield and remuneration increase he is getting, he will not switch over. And no government program can ask farmer or direct farmer to switch. It doesn't happen. It happens in a very autopilot mode.
Yeah.
And the autopilot mode is that demonstration effect. They see around, and those who are getting benefited, their whatever investment they did in technology has come in return with much more higher benefits, then they adopt. So this we have seen in horticulture farming in entire Maharashtra. This has developed not just as a EGS scheme incentivizing the horticulture farming, but with a demonstration effect. Go and see districts like Solapur, Nanded, where the like Solapur was a dryland economy, it has converted to a horticulture economy. Nanded was a typical Marathwada district. Is now 4 talukas are having a share of 10 to 15% in banana export to the Gulf and even up to Russia. So how this happens? It happens, adoption happens when the accrual of benefits come to farmer in rather sustained manner. If 1 year, I give the example of chia seed in Washim, 1 year they got very good price, so the area expanded like anything. But as the area and production increased, the buyers of chia seed reduced the price from 50-60 rupees to 8 to 10 rupees. So there was then great intervention was done by the district collector and all, where they negotiated with the buyers and asked them to do ethical sourcing, ethical buying, and then the prices were stabilized. And that's how chia is an unconventional product, has expanded in more than 1,000 hectares in a district like Washim. So it happens, government support is very much required, but the technology providers and innovators have to work relentlessly to bring down the cost of technology.
Right. So that brings Dr. Patel into the picture, because it's all combination of the academics, the people on the ground, policymakers, the government. So VNIT, how it will play the role, and also now we have this Center of Excellence called as SWAHA, which is like an 11 crore kind of a setup, which is under Sachin Mandogane, in again a space of circular economy itself. How can the AI play a role, and what is the role of VNIT? Because he brought in that important point in terms. So it doesn't happen overnight, but those proof points needs to be created. People have to see it in the conferences. They need to be discussed over here. The kind of incentive mechanisms from the government as well as the efficiency mechanism from Sachin Suris of the world needs to be put in place. Then the movement will start happening. So what's your take on that?
Hello. So first of all, just I would like to mention about this our SWAHA, that is our Center of Excellence. SWAHA, yes, it stands for Sustainability Assessment. Sustainability assessment means the footprint of water and footprint of carbon. So that is the one aspect, that is yes. Then we have W means waste utilization. That said our previous speaker. That we have a series of, you can say, innovation in that particular centers. We talk about, for example, we have the peels of our orange. So how the peel of orange can be used for developing this your orange oil, or you can have this food fabrics, or we can have some fertilizers for their, you can say, fermented juice, that kind of thing. So how to use that? That is one aspect of orange. Second aspect is, for example, our Anupji told that they have the paddy straw. The paddy straw they have taken and they have created some kind of product that is called Surabhi additive. So Surabhi additive is nothing. It is a kind of additive which has to be given 2.5 gram per day per, you can say, cattle, to improve the quality and quantity of the milk. So that is the one aspect, and that is working very well with the, you can say, in association with industry, merino industry we are working. And third aspect regarding this, we have cotton stack. So cotton stacks we have, and if we want to use the cotton stacks for developing some, you can say, fertilizers, so they developed one Bajrang Band. So Bajrang Band and then cotton stacks, they were used for, you can say, composting the, you can say, product that is tax, and developing the, you can say, fertilizers. So they have developed the fertilizers for using in the agriculture. So meaning is that waste to best. That is the second aspect of that particular center of excellence, and it is working very, you can say, nicely. And third one is that is the SWAHA, WA. A means agricultural inputs, and fourth that is called HS means your this health, you can say, supplement. That is for giving the, you can say, more research in the area of giving this, you can say, millet kind of production. And the last, that is A stands for this your awareness. So kind of training program. So this complete SWAHA means basically considering this your sustainability, then we are best utilization, then we have this your health, you can say, supplement, and then you can say training and like that. So this is the center of excellence being used nicely in the center, and it is very recently funded from the DST for around 10 crores funding is there. So that is we are working on it. And second aspect, we are very much connected with like merino kind of industry, huge kind of work are they doing in farming sector. So our BNIT students and faculty, they are connected with this kind of, you can say, farming sector industries, and of course this our you can say academic, you can say group is there, consortium is there, like IM is there, we have AMS is there, and our, I think, Kola University is also linked with that. So we have a group of consortium, and we are working with that. So a consortium of this our agriculture, this your academician, then your industry, and then of course this our your farm sector. I think that is playing well role in this SWAHA project.
Right. So this how you are connecting the industry, farmers, and the complete ecosystem along with the other research centers.
Yes.
So my last question to the panel, to Mr. Ajay, and then we'll open it for the audience for questions from the audience side. So Ajay ji, in terms of like the strengths of Nagpur to really create this kind of ecosystem over here, what is that you see Nagpur as a kind of region that can be leveraged to build a strong startup ecosystem, because these are the people who are going to create new solutions. These are the people who are going to be the new job creators. These are the people who are going to take their products to the people in the tech space, because this is more on the tech side, and the tech is the tremendous leveraging factor. So what do you see?
So in fact, when we were setting up this Center of Entrepreneurship for Nagpur, as I already told you, we have identified 4 areas, and that is, agri-tech is one of the area, and which is also close to my heart. Just wanted to share with panelists, we did 2 projects. One was the sugarcane smart farm grant challenge, where through AI, we really want to identify the peak time of the cane harvest. So if you do 15 days ahead and 15 days later, you lose at least 30% of the sucrose, and thus the sugar mills have an impact. So we developed a whole application, give it to the sugar mill, and that really worked, and it really helped in increasing their productivity and much incentive to the farmer. This is one thing. The second thing is we did it with the 𝑵𝒂𝒈𝒑𝒖𝒓 Punjab. What was happening is, as Suri Sahab has told, we are not giving incentive to the farmer for the quality. So we are treating every farmer as an equal. So any milk collection with adulteration will get the same price, and somebody coming with a pure milk also get the same price. So we came up with a device. So with a drop of the milk at the collection point, you can identify the adulteration, and thus you can either reject the lot, or you can, because see, nothing happens at the major dairies. So it is the collection point which create a lot of adulteration.
Correct.
So these 2 projects were really successful, and the relevant intervention of the technology has really worked out. Coming to your question, Nagpur have a strength not only in agriculture, mining, in forest and environment. So it's a hub for these areas. We have big industries into these areas. And I see a very close collaboration between these industries' problem statements and startups. So that can really help.
Right.
So this is my way of thinking for bringing up this center of excellence. So
Nice. Absolutely. Open to, this brings almost my questions. I am done. I have many questions, but now we have to have the participation from the audience.
Basically, I am a cotton man. That's why lots of questions have come on cotton. I think the best example today in Maharashtra about circular economy is cotton. Because nothing in cotton is total waste today. Earlier, if you see about 10 years ago, the stocks were burnt in the field. But today, we have almost 5 uses of those stocks, which I think VNIT is also working. But practical uses, there are 25 industries around Nagpur which are producing only briquettes and pellets. Also, there are now examples where we are producing biochar out of cotton. One of the classical biochars, I have myself done it in Malawi. And Malawi farmers are already using, because their soil carbon, we have to increase very urgently because of soil fertility problem. The major problem is soil fertility. Now the other issue which he has, I think, Anup Kumar has already said. You see, when we talk about 17 lakh hectares, Vidarbha area is 50 lakh hectares. Out of that, 17 lakh hectares is cotton. And this is not now. This has been for centuries. You ask a farmer to replace cotton, he is not ready. In spite of the fact that nearly 30% area is not suitable for cotton, as he has said. In spite of. And there is a mapping done by our National Bureau of Soil Sciences. For every district, soil maps are available now. And they are given to the government of Maharashtra. Every government, it is given. And they have already indicated that it is not possible. Why still farmers are taking? When I go to villages, I ask them, why don't you change it? You see, if you look into the economics, no other crop can compete cotton in respect of economy. No other crop. Even if I get 5 quintals of cotton, the market today, whatever MSP is has, I get 7,000 rupees multiplied by 5 quintal, 35,000 rupees. And I spent 10,000 rupees. Profitability of any crop. See, that is why I said that it will not matter what is your soil type and what advice you give to them. Advice is basically based on what is the price in the market which is going on. That is the most important part. So that is, and now you see Vidarbha cotton, as he said, it is all BT cotton. Today, I would request Anup Kumarji, why government of India is still waiting for upgrading the GM technology in cotton. Today, 35% area in Vidarbha is illegal BT cotton. They are growing HT cotton because of cost of cultivation. You reduce the, today the weeding cost is 40% cotton cost of only weeding labor. And if that is not reduced, I think the economy will not. That's why I said that if you bring herbicide tolerant, perfectly people will adopt it. And that is what they have done it illegally, which is getting from Gujarat, Telangana. The seed is brought here. And government of India is not permitting this to be allowed officially. This is a problem. But that is going on because there are a lot of lobbies who are against GM technology and everything. That is the problem. But then illegality is going on mainly because of the fact that they reduce the cost of cultivation. Another very serious problem about it, when he was already, I think, secretary, was there is a serious pest called as pink bollworm, which was almost in 2018 it has come. And as we have followed Suri, there are only 5 tips we circulated in 20,000 villages of Vidarbha. 5 tips. And I will sure, third year we controlled that pink bollworm efficiently in Vidarbha, which is still a problem in Punjab and Haryana now. So what he said is right perfectly. We have to really look into what advice we can give to farm That is the problem. How individually? And if AI can do that, I think that will be perfect. That is what is needed. So my suggestion would be basically that the new technology which has come should practically be imposed in all this model, because as like in America it is production by mass production. Ours is production by masses, and that is our problem. So we have to really go to individual farmers and treat them. And still they have their own fancy. I think you know, in the rice fallow areas, almost more than 19 lakh hectares, Chandrapur, Gadchiroli, Bhandara, Gondia. In Rabi, nothing is sown, in spite of there is a water in soil. I was telling them, why not fire rice fallow? Just have some linseed or even mohri, mustard, or have any pulse. Just throw it in between the line. Enough. They will get additional income. Nobody wants to do it. They will comfortably get rice, sell it, drink in the house, and perfectly be happy. That is the problem.
Wonderful observation, but one thing I'd like to add. To great extent, it is failure of our extension, because lot of work has been done for rice fallow areas being brought to second cropping, because single cropping is a bane of Vidarbha. It is one of the reasons why Vidarbha has lagged behind. So a lot of work has been done on not only linseed, mustard, chana, and mostly pulses, for which the country has such a big import bill. So it should have been done in wow footing. PKB does it, but as I always say, a second agriculture university was a requirement, because they concentrate more on Western Vidarbha. That is also farmer suicide prone area. But the fact is that rice fallow is a big abhishap, and it has to go, because when the whole world is going for optimum utilization of fertile soil and water, moisture, we are wasting 19 lakh hectare. There cannot be anything more unfortunate than that.
Yes, respected panel members, I have one simple question. I am Hiren Bhatt from Ahmedabad. I want to ask both of you that we talked about remains of the cotton, which is used for feeding cattle by modification, adding some enzymes and all. Now, officially or unofficially, 50% of cotton seeds are a modified cotton. Okay? I have only one thing. It is not to criticize what you are doing. I appreciate whatever research is done. I am also scientist, I understand. But the thing is that we need to check that whether that traces are acceptable to the cattle or even for other biochar and other uses. If you have any thought on that, sir.
Just now, Mai Sahab has talked about the resistance towards improvement in genome technology, transgenic technology. That's not happening. It's being blocked by certain lobbies. But look at the edible oil. Lot of edible oil is being imported, and imported soybean oil is being mixed with the local this thing. And most of the world has gone for genome in BT soybean. So whatever we are importing from Brazil, from Argentina, is basically transgenic soybean, and that oil is being mixed with the. So the whole idea was not to allow transgenics in human food chain. That's why only cotton was accepted. But look at it, in our edible oil, already transgenics have entered through import route. So when we are saying that even for biochar, they have to be non-BT, I think that's a very conservative approach. As it has been mentioned by Mai Sahab, that cotton waste is a very, very productive resource for pellets, for energy, making energy sustainable and renewable. Then for using waste for pellets and biochar for organic carbon revitalization. The Vidarbha, most of the soil tests say that we are less than 1. In many cases, less than even 0.5. So we need biochar. Biochar is happening at local level in Chandrapur, in many areas, but not in that kind of sense of urgency which should be happening. As far as food is concerned, my views are that instead of getting compromised through import route, it is, I think, a need of hour to allow that actually. Our GEAC should have a rethink. That's what I feel.
Sir,
Last question for the session.
very nice discussion held just by Honorable Reyes. I want to pinpoint some points. Particularly, just we have this mass production is in production by masses in India, in Bharat. This particularly only few crops are there only because there is no blockchain. Just we have discussed in detail regarding blockchain. Only for few crops we are having very good blockchain. For example, grapes and other pomegranate. Some crops are there linked by APEDA, and there is very good export. And but other crops not in properly in total blockchain, because a set of practices farmers are not aware of. Just we have talked about AI, everything. Very good practices of agriculture, they are not aware of that. It needs, because for export quality crop, particularly we are having a proper set of practices in agriculture. If we could give them and we connect them for export or domestic proper marketing, definitely it will happen. Thank you, sir.
This is the last one, maybe somebody else can. So I wanted, I think the deliberations are really very much insightful for the long-term strategy as well. But I think the farmers are also looking for some of the critical areas for the productivity, at least those identified area, like Srivastava ji aapne mentioned kiya, ki bhai sugar cane must be harvested on a certain date, and that increases the yield. Similarly, each plant, I mean, we are talking about AI, individual plant also has the AI system on its own. Simple example for even अपने farmers भाइयों के लिए, आप underground जितनी भी crops हैं, take example of potato. Potato आप sowing करते हैं, first 21 days to 30 days के अंदर plant will decide how many tuber to have. 30 days के बाद you can give the best of nutrient and best of water. Number of tubers will not increase. So this has happened because it has the sense of the moisture. Now, the recommendation could be converted back that give the recommendation for that 21 days that I want to have 20 tubers, not 5 tubers, because Pepsi or whatever they want, the equal size, etc. So I think we need to identify those critical areas where the practice becomes much more valuable to the farmers. जैसे आपने बताया, I'm just adding to that. The other areas, sir, is that could we create the combination? See, today the farmers are using symptomatic basis. One problem, one product. Problem, solution, something like that. I think we have to move on in the context of the climate change, the abiotic factors, which I think the AI could sense much more and predict much better, and bring that recommendation together instead of a single product to a program for the farmer. The basis to use a single product again and again, that need to change, and AI can do a fantastic job on that, sir. So maybe it's more of a comment, and I just share with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we are going to wrap this session up by presenting mementos to all the panelists and honorable speakers who participated. I request Shri Ajay Srivastava sir to present the memento to Honorable Shri Anup Kumar ji for being a part of this panel and giving his valuable inputs. Thank you, sir. I request Additional Director STPI Pune, Shri Sachin Purnare, to present mementos to Honorable Director of VNIT Nagpur, Dr. Premlal Patel. And I request Shri Sachin Purnare to present the memento to Shri Shashikant Chaudhary ji as well. I now request Additional Director and OIC STPI Nagpur, Shri Sanjay Darne sir, to present the memento to Honorable Shri Sachin Suri ji, Co-founder and Managing Director, Crop Data Technology. I request him to present the memento to Honorable Shri Hemant Chaudhary ji. Once again, I request Shri Sanjay Darne sir to present the memento to Shri Hemant Chaudhary ji, Founding Director, Circular Economy Alliance, Australia. And last but not least, I request Shri Sanjay Darne sir to present the memento to Honorable Shri Ajay Srivastava sir, Director, STPI Pune, Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India. Please put your hands together for him. And huge round of applause for all the panelists. I request all our panelists and speaker to kindly rise for the group photo that we want to take. Thank you so much. I request our esteemed speakers and panelists on the dais to kindly take your seats in the auditorium, among the audience. And now I request Mrs. Sapna Noharia, Microsoft Industry Director, Public Sector Asia, to kindly come up on the stage and do the honors of presenting her topic. Please put your hands together for her. I also request Shri Prashant Mishra ji to kindly join us on the dais.
I'll request everyone to please take seats. Good afternoon, everyone. Anybody thinking as to what is Microsoft doing in agriculture? Like thoughts on this? Because whenever I go to my friends,